Hello, so we are live. अरे जी सिंह का इंडिकेटर इसे हटा दूं। रिस्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा पूरा। आवाज तो आ रही है ना मेरी? चलो भाई स्टार्ट करें। दिख तो ठीक रहा ना मैं? यस, दिख तो ठीक रहा। अंकल ये भी आ गया। एक चीज ढंग से हुई नहीं, दूसरी पहले चालू हो गई।
Rev the engines!
इसे कंटिन्यू करते हैं, आज एंड कर देंगे।
Full throttle!
अच्छा रीस्टार्ट हो गया। वाह यार। चलो कोई नहीं, ज़्यादा पीछे नहीं है, इसे स्किप कर दूंगा मैं।
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador,
Please, sir, lower the ever-shifting
So,
This well is...
you're not wrong.
Of course not. Records uncovered by... I checked the map.
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say...
Don't get greedy. We know far more.
So what if it was?
Don't story. As unscrupulous as it was, it's something we're willing to overlook. I hope I am making myself
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the academia is trying to play me, I'll hunt down every...
You see how I'm and what does a barbarian...
All right, I take... In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed. Excellent news. In fact, it calls for a...
Gladly. So let's
Chief! Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've taken the well.
What? Well, don't just stand there. Take it back.
Yes, Chief.
I have every confidence in the EAP.
Well, what is it?
The Unut's response was...
I
am obliged to remind...
No! That well is...
Glad to hear it.
If there is a traitor.
भाई ये मैं खेल चुका हूँ इतना
Wow.
तो skip कर दूँ
All it
इसलिए
took was a few words and I've...
So, in summary,
The EAB are... So let me ask...
kill them all.
Precisely. At the same time...
We have our own
Right. Natural out. Weren't the EAB... Let me be clear.
Say no.
Good. You see, Dad?
ओके यहाँ से कंटिन्यू होगी शायद
Look at yourselves. You may be vile, savage monsters, but your butchered bodies bleed like any others. You're no different. You're nothing special at all. The monsters who destroyed my home, they're just ordinary, petty human beings. What a joke.
ये ना फिर पागल हो
I
गई
think
लगता
we're
है
even now. Maybe I've even done the desert a favor. It's a better place without all these people around. Oh, Sinuhe, my gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, our tribespeople would still be alive. In this dog-eat-dog world, a chief needs to be tough to survive. But you couldn't do what had to be done. So I did it for you.
Nefer, it's okay. All of this is in the past now.
I believe I remember you promising to remain silent.
अच्छा तुम भी हो 1 मिनट रुको यार जरा चलो भाई स्टार्ट करो
Yeah, but even so,
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
You got this Ahoda, it's your time to shine.
alright. Time for a sharp turn onto a completely different topic. So, anyway, that's enough of that. When are we getting out of this place? Feels like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired. Alma, you tired?
Yes, if we can find somewhere to sit down, I could certainly do with a rest.
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead.
Is this situation about to reach a conclusion?
Yes.
Really? A temple? That's where this this story ends? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
I've been to similar places with a friend from the desert before.
Desert dwellers can never escape their destiny. Or so everyone says. I never wanted to believe it, but looking back now, I'm as desert as they come.
You mentioned a temple. What's waiting for us there?
My biggest trade secret of all.
Ah. Then I'm guessing it's where you got your power from. The power to peer into other people's minds.
I didn't know you were clued up on any other religions.
I'm no expert in the history of Sumeru, but
And the
since
7
you come
pillars
from
who
the
served
desert,
him.
I would
They are
imagine it
major
has
figures in the
something to
desert
do with
belief
King Deshret.
system too.
Sounds impressive.
I have some friends with connection to this stuff.
Oh, I know who you mean. General Mahamatra Sino. The spirit of Hermanubis dwells within him.
That's Boss Neff for ya. She knows everything.
Sino's hardly a figure of obscurity, but I know about Sethos too.
What about him? Is he a big deal or something?
Well, he's not a small deal, let's put it that way. Please, this is the bare bone basics.
You sure
Save
know
the
your
flattery.
stuff. नहीं लेट बोल रहा ना.
Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to take in. With any luck, that's our exit just up ahead.
टेम्पल ऑफ साइलेंस जाएंगे क्या? वाह, मुझे लगा इधर ही है. अरे बस कर भाई. ओवरवर्ल्ड में जा सकते हैं इधर.
Uh-oh. 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 I'm totally out of my depth here. I don't have anything to add about any of this stuff. Like, look at that statue, for instance. I want to do the whole name-dropping, this girl knows her stuff thing too, but I've never seen anything like it before.
A statue with the head of a bird.
This looks like something of King Dashrath. माशाल्लाह. क्या मतलब है इसका?
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Deshret. Let's take a look.
भाई लोड तो पूरी चलेगी. कट से ना आ गया. कुछ खतरनाक होगा यानी कि. नफर की बिल्ली यहाँ क्या कर गई?
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
आई थिंक यहाँ ये मिली थी इसे सबसे पहले. पास्ट है ना ये.
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course, it's almost over.
अरे रे भाई. तो भाई वो थीम क्या चेंज हुई अचानक से. चल रहा है भाई. आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट चल रहा है. मुझे लगा था नेफर की स्टोरी है.
Knowing too much
डेंसलिफ बोल दो भैया
How
डेंसलिफ है
repulsive.
यस ये नफर ने क्या करा भाई बच गए रेडिट कहाँ से आया पर और भाई यार यही है ना अब क्या बोलूं मैं इतने टाइम से मिला नहीं अब जब ये यहाँ घर के अंदर सेफ है पता नहीं वो कहाँ से आ गया
Timed that pretty well, didn't I?
इसलिए भाई रेडिट खतरनाक तो है भाई वो जानबूझ के कर रहा है ये शायद अनएक्सपेक्टेड मोमेंट्स में ताकि मार ही दे वो
It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt. Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsliv. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to the dangers involved. I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chess set.
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that
वरना
something
फिर
was
अपने आप को
wrong
बहुत
long
होशियार
before we
समझ
made it
रही
to the
है
temple. By
और हमें
using this
पता है यहाँ पे
fragment to
असली
probe
होशियार
into
कौन है
Rerir's past. Well, the monster formerly known as Rerir. It seems I alerted him. I was tracking him, then he caught on and started tracking me too. Can't say I'm surprised.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone? That shouldn't be possible.
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert at finding a trail and hunting down his pursuers.
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate
यस
me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis King. You all saw how this came to be. A long time ago, the Eab massacred my tribe, the Shimti, in our home village. A few years later, I enrolled in the academia, where some new information came to light. The Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of a non-existent 50 million mora.
और ये कितने साल
The
पुरानी
Eab
बात है
ultimately won that confrontation, but their victory came at the cost of almost every warrior in the tribe. The final blow to the Eab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin beheaded their chief right before my eyes. The remaining Eab fled and have been scattered to the winds ever since. Having gotten my revenge, I returned to my hometown, where to my surprise, the nearby temple was still standing. There it was, seemingly immune to the relentless hostility of the desert, while my tribal home lay in ruin. As I stood there gazing at the temple, I noticed a cat just outside. This cat, as it turned out,
वो
was
पास्ट
home to
मेमोरी
the
थी
spirit of the Ibis King.
जो भी हमने देखा
He
था
led me to a gate deep inside the temple, and there he made a deal with me. This
और वो
chess
रेडिट ने
set
आके
is my
खराब कर
gift
दिया सब
from the Ibis King. The chessboard within is made to the same specifications as the one in the mausoleum of King Deshret, and represents his power of piercing analysis. With this chessboard in its container, I gained a certain ability to perceive hidden secrets. Now, you could conclude that the Ibis King simply wanted to give the people of this world the power to seek the truth, but I don't believe that's the full story. Every god plays favorites. Their hearts are as fickle as any human's, full of secrets, perversions, egotistical tendencies. But precious few gods are willing to admit this.
ये सारी स्टोरी ट्रू नहीं होगी,
It is the
मैं
same with
इसलिए
all
सुन भी नहीं
powerful
रहा इतनी।
forces, including fate itself. Their gaze falls preferentially upon a select few.
अभी डैडी ने कहा था ना,
As you
टू
rightly
मच
point
नॉलेज
out, this is an act of
हमेशा मौत की
favoritism.
तरफ ले जाती है, वो
If you're
बात सच
alluding
है।
to the abyss, then yes, I agree. Gather the others. It's time to share everything I've learned.
अगर इन्हें सब पता होना तो ये अभी तक जिंदा भी ना हो।
Thank you all for being here. As promised, I did some further investigating into the Raker of Solnari's background. I am pleased to report that the investigation has been most fruitful indeed. The Raker of Solnari, real name Rerir, was once a Conrian subject who served the Vinster King. I will now
ठीक
share the
है,
important details of his story. Please save any questions or comments for the end.
नेफर नडेड स्टडीड बैक स्टोरी टू ग्रुप। चलो हमें भी सुनने को मिलेगा थोड़ा, कुछ रिकैप हो जाएगा थोड़ा। At the Winster King behest, the gathered intelligence and assassinated descendants of the Crimson Moon dynasty, unwilling to take down his beloved Tholendis, who was secretly of Crimson Moon heritage. He then got dragged into courts politics. Yes, ये एक क्रिम्सन मून डायनेस्टी को मार देते हैं, जो एक थीवस डायनेस्टी थी ऐसा मान लो, और इसकी लवर जो थी, इसकी गर्लफ्रेंड या इसकी होने वाली पत्नी, वो भी उसी का हिस्सा थी। बेटी वॉइस नहीं है क्या? वॉइस थी। Vedafonier voice which spoke to him of his fate was like a reflection of the moon. Oh, he could disturb the waters to gain some temporary relief. He was powerless to erase it entirely. Vedafonier voice which spoke him of his fate was like a reflection of the moon. ये लाइन मुझे समझ नहीं आई, पर ये लाइन वेडाफोनियर ने भविष्यवाणी करी थी। अबे रुक, कि हाँ कुछ तो खतरनाक होने वाला है, कांड्रिया बर्बाद होने वाला है। उसके बाद उसकी आंखें फोड़ दी थी और उसे बंद कर दिया था जेल में। फिर ये 5 सिनर का जन्म हुआ था वहीं से, वो अभी इतना नहीं पता कुछ खास। In contrast, Reddit On's life was like a reflection of a broken moon's. Once the stormy winds of fate blew across the water's surface, it was utterly destroyed. ये लाइन मुझे समझ नहीं आई। रेडिट का मून से क्या रिलेशनशिप है ये मुझे नहीं पता। रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ अ ब्रोकन मून। Thorlandus smugged away a piece of the moon before disappearing through that mysterious portal. It was passed down through the ages, finally falling into the hands of the knave. A piece of the moon before disappearing through the mysterious portal. अच्छा शायद हाँ, थोलेंडिस पे कोई मून का पीस है, आई थिंक क्रिम्सन। हाँ अच्छा हाँ, वो क्रिम्सन मून डायनेस्टी से बिलोंग करती थी ना, उसने बोला तो था कि हमें याद रखा जाएगा, हम हमेशा जिएंगे। उसने कुछ करा था, मुझे याद नहीं है, पर मैं समझ गया क्या बात हो रही है। It passed through ages, finally falling into the hands of the knave. यस, अभी जो वो सीन था इससे पहले, कल ही था, हाँ कल था, जब नेव ने हमें भेजा था वहाँ क्रिम्सन मून का मून मैरो लेने, जो अभी नेव के पास है आर्लेचिनो। बट व्हाट लाइज ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ द पोर्टल, इज इट रियली अ वोल अदर वर्ल्ड? ऐसे मुझे भी लगता है वो ना एबिस की वर्ल्ड में फंसे हैं कहीं। ये एबिस है ना, 3 रियलम्स, ह्यूमन रियलम, लाइट रियलम और डार्क रियलम। मैं तो इसे हेल बोलता हूँ एबिस को, और ये अपना ह्यूमन रियलम। Hollandis never had chance to share what she found there. Neither did they did. Who followed her in? यस हाँ यही बात। ये अंदर क्यों गए उस पोर्टल के? ऐसा क्या उनके दिमाग में क्या कुछ कमी हो गई थी? एबिस ने कब्जा कर लिया था।
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. But it does not excuse his many transgressions.
अच्छा वो अब मैं समझा क्या हो रही है जो मून मैरो से रिलेटेड। वो मून मैरो जो है क्रिम्सन मून डायनेस्टी का, जो अभी आर्लेकिनो के पास है, रेडिट को लग रहा है वो इस पे है कोलम्बिना के पास, और वो इसलिए इसे चाहता है क्योंकि वो अपनी थोलेंडिस को वापस रिकार्नेट कर पाए। उसे लगता है ऐसा कि वो वापस आ सकती है, वो वापस जिंदा हो सकती है। पर अब ये कंफ्यूजिंग है यार। कांड्रिया के लोग कांड्रिया से बिलोंग करती थी वो, कांड्रिया के लोग तो इमोर्टल थे, वो तो कभी मर ही नहीं सकते।
No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as the Wild Hunt, wreaking havoc upon innocent lives in Notcry.
हाँ, या ये हो सकता है कि थोलेंडिस भी हो, जो वो भी एक मॉन्स्टर बन गई हो रेरिर की तरह।
He becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Tevat suffers the consequences. This is a threat that the Knights of Favonius cannot ignore.
A question for Miss Columbina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, but have you ever seen the spatial gateway that appeared in Rerir's
इतना
memory?
दिमाग भाई पहली बार चला रहा हूँ मैं ये स्टोरी में, मैं इससे पहले कभी दिमाग इस्तेमाल नहीं करा।
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the description.
मून गेट क्या?
Miss Lama,
क्या
any
ये
thoughts on
जगह?
this?
In the lore of
सुनने
the
में तो
Frost
कुछ
Moon
खतरनाक से
Scions,
लग रही है।
the moon is believed to hold many secrets. Some sources speak of ancient knowledge, others of a gateway to the unknown. The term moon
ट्रैवलर भी
gate
शायद से ऐसे ही आया
is
होगा।
one I have heard before. But as is the case with all of our legends, there are no records of any first-hand witnesses. We cannot know whether it truly exists.
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea of where the moon gate leads to?
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is recovering well. I can sense that the gate would open at my command, but
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon.
भाई ये मून गेट ना मुझे कुछ लग रहा है खतरनाक चीज है।
yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the moon gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as never mentioned, holding open a spatial gateway takes a huge amount of power. And right now, I need to conserve my energy to fight the Rahier of Solnari. I'm afraid this is one mystery we may have to leave unsolved for now.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond the gateway. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor Rerir made it through unscathed. The evidence pointing to this is the fact that the Rahier of Solnari exists in the form of countless fragments. With the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the Wild Hunt proliferates
यहाँ
wherever
तो
his
सभी
scattered
हैं।
fragments
एल्वेटो को
lie,
मैंने अभी देखा।
drawing hordes of monsters to many different locations across the land.
So your theory is that Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence, why the Wild Hunt is a distributed phenomenon, rather than a unified one?
क्या बोला फिल्म्स में, मैंने तो सुना भी
With
नहीं।
the abyssal
अच्छा वो
power he wields,
उसकी बात करता
no
ना।
ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the Wild Hunt proliferates wherever his scattered fragments lie.
इस वाइल्ड हंट जो है ना, वो उसके टुकड़े हैं असली बॉडी के, जो बिखरा दिए थे पूरे नॉट कराए में, और वो उन्हें ही इकट्ठा कर रहा है
Makes sense to me.
अपनी पावर गैदर करने के
Explains
लिए।
why the Wild Hunt is so pervasive, and why he's been trying to piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with, and he wants to be whole again.
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart. But the Abyss, much like a curse, has kept him alive.
I could not
Yes.
agree more.
अब इसकी वजह से वो
The
अलाइव
power
है।
of the Abyss is most surely a curse.
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, if a curse has extended its lifespan unnaturally, it will
इमोर्टल ही है
continue
वो,
to survive in spite of everything.
एक्सटेंड थोड़ी करी है लाइफ स्पैन उसने। जब तक एबिस जिंदा है तब तक वो भी जिंदा है।
This raises some interesting questions.
आई थिंक वो अभी
I will
स्टोरी
run
में
some
ना
experiments and
मरेगा
see
नहीं,
if
वो
there is
शायद
any
है
validity to my
डेंसलेवी ना उसे कहीं
suspicions.
कैद कर लेगा। मेरे हिसाब से तो यही है, क्योंकि अब इस कोई हराना पड़ेगा अगर डैडी को हराना है, जो कहीं नहीं इस अपडेट में तो होने नहीं वाला।
That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like to thank Miss Nefer
आई थिंक ये
for
शायद कभी
conducting
मरे
such
भी
a
ना।
thorough investigation.
अब इस बहुत पावरफुल है,
Already, it
शायद
has
वो
greatly
हमेशा इस
enriched my
दुनिया में रहे,
understanding
कभी
of the
हारे ना
entity
वो।
we face.
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo.
ये वॉर
I do
हमेशा
hope that
चलती
the
रहेगी।
information I have shared today
याद है
proves
ना वो
useful
वॉइस लाइन
as we
डेंसलिव
look to
की?
formulate the next stage of our plan.
इट इज़ जस्ट अ कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ पास्ट बैटल्स। ये बैटल कभी ख़त्म नहीं होगी।
What is it, Dainsliff? You look really upset.
It's just, when I think of the man I once knew as Rerir, I struggle to understand why things had to turn out like this.
The two of you used to be friends.
सोचो भाई,
didn't
अगर
you?
डेंसलिव अपसेट है
I don't know if these words will bring any comfort, but
तो मैं क्या भाई,
my
मैं तो रो
heart goes out to you.
मैं क्यों रोऊंगा पर।
Mine too. We can never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies. And the skies are host to many more mysteries than these alone. Yet, none of that can begin to compare with the complexity of human life.
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time. Thank you both.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting. I'm sure Nefer needs some time to recover. She's been through an awful lot today.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to rest and digest before we reconvene to nail down a plan.
भाई कितने सारे करेक्टर, ये सारे गॉड लेवल के पावर रखते हैं, और सोचो ये रेडियर को नहीं हरा पा रहे जब तक कि रेडियर 10% अपनी पावर में है।
Hey, is this a bad time? Hope I didn't kill the conversation.
इट्स फाइन, कम ऑन इन।
No need. Come on, let's talk.
अच्छा, वारका की स्टोरी चलेगी अब थोड़ी। चलो, वारका की तो मैं इंटरेस्टेड भी हूँ, 5 साल से इसी करेक्टर
Never
के
went
बारे में
back to the
सुन रहे हैं।
curatorium to get some rest, but before she left, she shared some things with me that I thought you should be aware of. Firstly, although she managed to trap the Raker of Solnari inside her chess set, there's no guarantee that the power of the Ibis King is any match for one of the 5 sinners. Their powers are beyond our comprehension.
आई थिंक
It's
हरा
only a
देंगे
matter of
इतनी से।
time before he finds a way to break out. We have to come up with a plan and take care of him before that happens.
अगर ये आईबिस के पावर ना भी यूज करें तब भी हरा देंगे शायद।
That might be the case.
बस बात वही है ना, तुम
How long have we got?
पावर किसी की भी ले आओ, मार नहीं सकते, बस उसे हरा
I
सकते हो।
asked her that same question. She talked for a long time, but for the most part, it seemed like she was trying to convince me how precious her chess set is. What a long and storied history it has. It felt like some kind of sales pitch, you know? The kind where you end up handing over Mora against your will? Anyway, after all that, she finally answered the question. 2 days, at most.
2 days? Holy moly! Can we even recruit enough help in that time?
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsleif is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But given how little time we have, there's no way we can pull this off without his help. You have some history with him, right? Do you think maybe you could talk to him for us?
आई सी व्हाट आई कैन डू।
Great. I appreciate it. All right, on to item 3.
भाई डेंसलिव को तो लेना ही होगा।
Albedo, Durin, and I put our heads together and came up with
डेंसलिव
a
को नहीं
plan.
लोगे ना फिर तो
Can't
मरोगे तुम
promise it's gonna
सब।
work yet, but at least it's a start. We figured we'd bounce the idea off you first.
उसे अंडर
We'll
एस्टिमेट
explore
ना
further
करो।
once everyone's recovered.
ओ प्लीज आस्क अवे।
Oh, Paimon's dying to hear this.
All right, so here's what we're thinking.
In a hush-held voice, Parker lays out the current plan. It's a shocking plan, but nothing can face the greatest traveler and trustiest travel guide in but it doesn't take you long to get behind it.
We felt a little uneasy about roping you into this. I mean, firstly, you're not locals, and secondly, none of us are your boss. You're well within your rights to refuse if you so choose.
Roping us in? Why would you even say that? We know the stakes here. It's all of us against the Rayher of Solnari, or none of us stand a chance.
I choose my words very intentionally, I'll have you know. I like to think there's an art to striking a down-to-earth tone even when the stakes are through the roof.
Sir Varka, I have a few thoughts about this plan.
I'm all ears.
प्लान
I
मुझे भी
think
तो
we can
बताओ
be more
यार.
flexible with how the roles are allocated. In my view, the most sensible lineup would be like this.
हाँ अपने आप में ही बातें कर लो, मुझे तो दिखाओगे नहीं, मतलब मुझे दिखाओगे अभी नहीं बताओगे
I
पर.
see your point, yeah. But if that's how we're going to approach this, you'd better make sure you're ready. To be clear, I don't doubt your abilities. Far from it. I just want to make sure. Are you really willing to take all this on?
I want to do everything within my power. The Rayher of Solnari is a truly fearsome opponent, and if I do my part, it'll greatly reduce the risk for everyone else involved.
Well, that tracks with what I've heard.
ट्रैवलर इन सब में
Dude's
सबसे
mentioned in
कमजोर
letters that
होगा,
you're so diligent, it's
पर
almost
इसका फाइट करना थोड़ा
abnormal.
सेंस भी बन रहा है.
As in, most people weigh
कम
up
से
the
कम
risks and
एब्जॉर्ब तो
rewards
कर
in
सकता
situations
है
like this.
this.
But you seem to just march towards danger without a moment's hesitation. Of course, everyone appreciates a fearless pioneer. But all that aside, I'm the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, and you're our honorary knight. I want to make sure your courage doesn't come at the expense of your safety.
Thank you, Sir Varka.
I should be the one thanking you. It means a lot to have you on board.
मैं क्यों पढ़ रहा?
I'll give some serious thought to your suggestions.
Varka gives a very knightly bow and says he sees you at the hotel again later. He has arranged for everyone and to finalize the plan of action. In effort to lighten the mood, he booked out the hotel for this meeting so you could all chat over the drink. As the moon rises in the sky, you and Paimon leave your moon, discussing whether Paimon has any other option than fruit juice. Everyone is already there waiting for you. They are chatting and smiling clearly to rest has done them good, as well as the existing crew. Some unexpected help arrived. कौन है ये unexpected? Still you remain conscious of the fact that the future of Nordcry rests on what is decided tonight. So many lives are at stake. You may never meet most of them, but whether they know it or not, all of them are counting on you. आज रात को फाइट होगी, मतलब बड़ी जल्दी फाइट होने वाली है. आधे घंटे में एक्सपेक्ट कर सकता हूँ मैं रेलवे से बॉस फाइट. तो कहाँ जाना है? आधे घंटे से भी कम में, शायद 10 मिनट में ही.
This is a thorough plan, but I do have one last question before we take action. How can we be sure that our enemy won't leave the designated area?
Great question. Albedo's been hard at work analyzing Rarer and the Wild Hunt's behavioral patterns. His conclusions are as follows. Firstly, from the earliest known confrontation until now, Rarer has never displayed any ability to manipulate the dimension of space.
भाई मैं क्यों कांप रहा, पर मुझे ठंड लग रही क्या? मैं डर रहा हूँ.
Secondly, he seems to have a particularly strong vendetta against our group. If we put him in a fight-or-flight situation, he'll choose to fight every time. Thirdly, finally, and most importantly,
बेवकूफ
he's
समझाएगा तुमने
consumed
रेलर
by
को.
hatred, both for the moon and for his enemies. Turns out, we tick both of those boxes. We have a reincarnated moon in our ranks, and a spy who accessed his private memories without permission. He'll be baying for blood.
इनका जो भी प्लान है
not looking to
मुझे
escape.
अभी से पता है इनका प्लान काम नहीं करने वाला. डेंसलिप इसलिए है क्योंकि यहाँ पे है.
Those all seem like valid
इनका जैसे
observations
प्लान
to
फेल
me.
होगा, डेंसलिप आएगा, डेंसलिप ना बचा लेगा,
Then I will
क्योंकि
defer
उसे ही
to the
पता है
rest of the
डेडीर के
group.
मूव्स.
Well, everyone, that's the plan in full detail.
दोनों एक ही जगह से बिलोंग करते हैं, दोनों दोस्त हैं.
Plan approved. Scheduling.
Okay. Any firepower you need,
इस
I got
बच्चे
you
को क्यों ले
covered.
रखा तुमने?
Let's light this baby up.
The Frost Moon Scions are
उसी
behind
के
you
चक्कर
as
में
well.
डेडीर पैदा हुआ.
And the rest of you?
न था तो था ही, वो पावर मिल गई पर उसे.
All right. Then it's settled. This is the plan we're going with. Next up, an old tradition of mine. Anyone who wants to back out, now's your chance.
Wait, we can still back out of this?
बैक आउट।
Everyone says things they regret, right? I don't want anyone feeling trapped because their mouth said yes before their brain had time to think things through.
भाई फाइट करोगे,
Very people-first
चांस है बच
approach.
जाओगे, उसे हरा
I hear
दोगे।
that's common practice
बैकअप
in the
करोगे,
Knights of Favonius.
पक्का है भाई, रेडी रहा के पूरा
Who'd you hear
नेशन
from?
खत्म कर देगा,
D-Luke?
सबको मार देगा।
We don't use people's real names at work. This contact will be known only as Owl, please and thank you.
डीलुक का नाम क्यों लिया इन्होंने? अप्रोच और हेड्स फ्रॉम द कॉन्टैक्ट नाइट्स ऑफ, अच्छा रेफरेंस दे देते हैं।
Use people.
We shall indeed.
अरे अब ये लाइन नहीं पड़ी है। दिस
This
प्लान कैन ओनली
can
वर्क
only
इफ इट
work if everyone does their part. Flint's and I will.
We shall indeed. You'll be glad you accepted our help. Also, you are the last person I expected to see here, Miss Dory.
अबे ये क्या खत्म करेक्टर आ गए, इन्हें क्यों ले
It's
रखा?
not often I get called Dory in a work context. My peers usually call me. So, the longer your name, the higher your net worth. Is that the idea here? In that case, Mr. Flint's here must be worth a fortune. That's right, I know your full name. It's.
The walls are thin here. I
हाँ,
appreciate you keeping that
अच्छा वो
secret.
नाम वो मुझे इतना अजीब नाम।
Okay, fine. I'm actually only here as a favor for someone else. Do you have any idea how much it would cost to hire me? Oh, does this mean someone out there actually has the power to boss Dory around?
भाई किसी और को ही ले लेते हैं, ये लान ले लेते हैं।
Mutually beneficial business partnership. She's actually the
इसको
mom of a
किसने
friend of
मर्चेंट
yours.
बना दिया?
Said mom supplied me with a great little trinket, but now that lady's ruined everything. If I don't start building a little goodwill now, my whole business in Notcry is gonna go down the drain.
Okay. So what exactly is?
It's a lucky charm that a great mage made for me. We have a business relationship, and she was worried.
भाई इसका मेज से कैसे है रिलेशनशिप है?
So, she wanted me to have something that can store
ये
power
मेज
to protect myself with.
हेक्सन सर्कल का ही तो बात कर दी ना ये। So you wanted something can power to protect myself with.
I finally got it all fully charged up with Kovaki, and then never went and used it all up at once. Never lost so big in my life.
You're right. It was all my fault.
हाँ वैसे हेक्सन सर्कल से याद आया, हेक्सन सर्कल भी तो है यहाँ पे, क्या वो देखने को मिलेंगे अभी स्टोरी में?
You will?
फ्यूचर में तो है भाई, पक्का है।
In that
अभी
case,
एक्ट 5 भी तो
how
बचा है।
about you give me your chess set? And
I knew you'd say that. Well, it's yours if you want.
शायद शेड्स देखने को मिल
Take
जाए।
it now, and
मैं
I'll even throw in a free
shades-
Raker of Solnari.
हाँ क्यों नहीं देखने, पिछले साल मिली थी यार, इस साल क्यों नहीं मिलेंगे फिर?
you're putting me in a difficult position here.
It's a very
इस बार तो और
useful thing to
करेक्टर भी
have
देखने को
around.
मिलेंगे, अगर शेड्स
But I
पिछले
have
साल
a
मिले थे,
funny feeling it won't
इस
be
साल
very
शायद
much
सेलेस्टियल से
longer.
कोई देखने मिल जाए।
I guess we'll see in a couple of days.
Looks like bankruptcy for me.
Hey, don't be so pessimistic. See this through and you never know. You might find a new business opportunity on the other side.
With an action plan in a place, everyone chats among. अरे पढ़ने भी नहीं देते हैं। You want Parliament decide to show how each stage of the पता नहीं क्या था। तो अभी क्या फाइट पहुंच गए? ये कौन सा म्यूजिक है?
Try and stop me. Dory, how are things going? Feeling ready? Oh, I was born ready. We only have 2 days. You think Lord Sangamabe would let an opportunity like this slip by?
वैसे डेरिड भी अच्छा इंसान है, इतना तो हमें भी पता है।
Don't forget.
अगर वो चाहे तो यहाँ इन्हें आके पकड़ सकता था। वैसे सेंस तो बना रही है बात बहुत, उस पे इतने सारे चांस थे हमें मारने के, उसे पता है हम यहीं पे रह रहे होंगे तब भी वो आ नहीं रहा इधर, क्योंकि वो बाकी लोगों को नहीं मारना चाहता। I had no idea you were so skilled with your hands.
No, I have a supplier. We go way back, so he made me a very attractive offer. cheating. You've been getting Kami to make them for you. That's not the full story. It actually started a while back as a project between me and the Dendro Archon.
इसके डेंड्रो आर्कोन से भी भाई बातचीत है.
This world won't stay safe
मेज
forever.
एलिस से.
There may come a day when everyone faces a great crisis.
There may come a day when everyone face a great crisis. अच्छा तुम भी भविष्यवाणी बता
Passed this
सकते हो.
on to the Dendro Archon, and she secretly brought together a research team made up of Sumeru's top scholars to invent a technology that could keep people safe. I won't go into the details because it's all very complicated, but if you want to know more, you can ask the Dendro Archon about it sometime. Anyway, point being, it was the Dendro Archon who asked Kave to build this little contraption. As one of the top Kashar warriors,
डेंड्रो आर्कोन का कल बर्थडे था वैसे.
choice.
कल था? कल या परसों ही था.
Took him long enough. He stressed over it for ages. He must have gone through at least a dozen designs before producing a final product. But that's Kave for you. Marak delivered it to me a couple of days ago, along with a letter from Kave. Could I ask why I'm sending this technology to you? And what's your proposed use case? Has it been approved by the relevant authority? So nosy. My fault for sending him the research permit to begin with. Surely Nahida
भैया
must have
रात
told
कब
him you were
होगी?
involved in this project. He was probably just nervous because you're always so secretive about your business. Could be. Anyway, I just replied, let's hope there never has to be a use case. Because it would involve grave... Fair enough. But it sounds like he was just being cautious. He probably felt responsible as the one who made it.
भाई ये बहुत धीरे बोलता है. मैं मन में सारा पढ़ लेता हूँ पहले ही.
Favor for his housemate. He's done that before. Not sure why though. His housemate doesn't seem to really care that much about this kind of stuff. Either way, all's well that ends
वॉइस लाइन
well.
सुनने का भी मन
I'm
करता है
just
पूरी.
glad to finally have my hands on the product. I wouldn't want to be without it, given the potential dangers that lie ahead. Huh? What does that look mean? Paimon's just super surprised.
This is not the Lord
This must be the
Sangnave
first time we've
words.
ever seen you actually get serious about something.
मुझे तो अभी भी सीरियस नहीं लग रही है.
A long time ago, I made a promise to myself. I promised that I was gonna live every day of my life with a big beaming smile. Obviously, Mora plays a big
हाँ मैं
part
तो
in that.
इमोशनल हो जाऊंगा इसकी बात सुन के.
But
करेक्टर डेवलपमेंट ही तुमने उसका ऐसा करा है भाई. मैं तो उसके बाद सीरियस ले ही नहीं रहा कुछ.
that could mean paying back a debt, returning a favor, or show Alice has been a huge help to me over the years. She was the first investor I ever had. And I want my investors to know that Lord Sangamabe is and more than
But-
that. No one knows what
So
the
back to
future
the
will bring.
pendant.
Whatever
You never
happens,
intended to
I
ask
want to
for
make
it
sure the
back,
Dendro
did you?
Archon and all of Sumeru is prepared to face whatever comes. Oh, that? I was just making sure Nefer and I are square. Don't be thinking it was some sort of benevolent act. I'm no saint, so don't treat me like something I'm not. My priority is doing the business that I want to do. So long as my conscience lets me, but it usually does. That's the Lord Sangamabe business. All right. I do say so, and that's the whole point. I'm a businesswoman. Don't go trying to figure out what kind of person I am. You'll exhaust yourself. Much easier for everyone involved if you just take my word for it. Oh, and could you two help me get this stuff where it needs to be? Thanks so much. You're my favorite assistant.
ऐसा स्टोरी में एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए बहुत चीज़ें हैं. नॉट क्राई की बाकी नेशन से. ये करेक्टर ही इतने सारे हैं. वो भी अलग अलग जगह से. कोई एक जगह से बिलोंग ही नहीं करता. वाह मैं कट सीन के बीच में आ गया. वो सीन बढ़िया था पर वो
It's good to see you.
Everything going smoothly over here?
Sort of. As you're probably aware, Varga, Diran, and I captured some abyssal creatures from the Wild Hunt. Per the plan, we dissected and analyzed some
समझ गया है
samples
क्या
of
कर
these
दे.
creatures.
वो लेने आएगा ना.
The process went very smoothly. The findings, however, come with some troubling implications.
What? You can actually dissect the Wild Hunt?
That depends on your definition of Wild Hunt and dissection.
डाइसेक्शन का मीनिंग क्या है यहाँ?
Lifeless. These words are accurate descriptions.
The Wild Hunt is an interesting phenomenon. In and of itself, it doesn't seem to possess anything akin to a human personality. But taken as a collective, the medium through which the Wild Hunt is summoned does appear to have a soul. Master griped a lot about the wise Horoptetyr, and seemed somewhat fascinated with the foul Certology. But she barely mentioned Rerir at all. I don't think that was because of his lower social standing, though. Anyway, it's a pity.
डायरेक्ट क्योंकि जिंदा नहीं था
I should
ना,
like to hear her thoughts on the nature
अब
of the
हुआ
life
है
form he has
वो.
become today. It's a strange mix. The furious energy of an abyssal being channeled through a fractured physical existence. A consequence of being torn apart by an unknown power. Perhaps the only explanation for his survival in this state is that he sacrificed a degree of individuality in exchange for a continued existence. Oh, sorry. Once I get talking about interesting research, I have a tendency to go on indefinitely. Back to our research findings. Essentially, they confirm my hypothesis. Rerir's corpse is completely contaminated by the Abyss, and the effects are irreversible. You could think of this as Rerir in mutated form. But in my view, even that would be inaccurate. In reality, his whole being has been consumed by the Abyss. In other words, he is now nothing more than a manifestation of abyssal power.
क्या कहना चाह रहे हो
At
तुम?
present, we have no means of completely eradicating abyssal power. Hence, we cannot fundamentally destroy the Reir of Solnari either.
यस यस यही लाइन बोली थी मैंने भाई, मुझे पता था. नहीं हरा सकते भाई उसे, वो मत तबाह कर सकते तुम उसे. डिस्ट्रॉय कर, डिस्ट्रॉय डिस्ट्रॉय तो लिखा है. मतलब तुम उसके जैसे पहले उसके टुकड़े कर दिए गए थे और फैला दिए गए थे पूरे नेशन में, वो कर सकते हो. पर वो दोबारा जिंदा होगा कभी ना कभी, वो मरेगा नहीं कभी. पर ये लाइन मुझे अच्छी नहीं लगी यार. अगर वो फुल एबिस है, कंटेमिनेटेड बाय द एबिस, यार ये तो गलत है यार. मैं तो सोचा था उस पर अभी भी कुछ इंसानियत है, उसके पास अपना दिमाग है, वो उसे यूज़ करता है. पर अगर वो एबिस है पूरा, तो यानी कि वो जो भी बोल रहा है, जो भी कर रहा है उसी की मेमोरी, पर वो कंज्यूम कर दिया एबिस ने सारी. वो अपनी मर्जी से नहीं बोल रहा है वो वर्ड.
That's terrible news.
क्या बोलता है वो?
We can't defeat him. Not even if we get the
क्या
power of the
बोलता है?
three moons.
पोजेस्ड हो रखा है वो, अपने वश में नहीं है वो, इसका मतलब.
Miss Columbina's situation is a difficult one. She can never achieve wholeness when the world does not accept her presence. It's as if her creator banished her to a place she can never be accepted. It means she spends most of her energy just on her own survival.
या फिर वो बात ये भी है, वो थोलेंडिस को क्यों ढूंढ रहा फिर?
Given the circumstances, it's only natural to despair. But we must see this plan through to the end.
या तो वो थोलेंडिस को मारना चाहता है.
Time to kick off the backup plan.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot. This is for you. Dory asked us to bring it.
Ah, how wonderful. Well, thank you for making the trip. Durin and I will be heading off shortly.
I'm sorry I won't be there to protect you in person this time. Please be careful.
All right then. Stay safe.
ड्यूरिन को भी दूर रखो, उसे आदत नहीं है ह्यूमन फॉर्म में. ओके, बड़ी जल्दी होने वाली है स्टार्ट फाइट.
Miss Lauma, is everyone here?
Yes. The fate of my flock is in your hands, Grandmaster Varka. Please keep them safe.
वेट, पूरा पूरा फ्रॉस्ट मून आएगा लड़ने.
My lady, what are you? Within the next 24 hours, we will face the biggest crisis the world has ever seen.
ना भाई, तुमने देखा नहीं है बिगेस्ट क्राइसिस. ये
This is
बिगेस्ट
not a
क्राइसिस
burden we
नहीं है,
deserve to bear.
बट ये
But I believe that we reap
आता है
what
टॉप
we
10
sow in
में.
this life. So I intend to act. I must do what I think is right. For me, that means fighting for the future of Nodcry. This gentleman
For
is the
not
Grand
cry.
Master of the Knights of Favonius, Varka, Knight of Boreas. In
And
my absence, please follow his lead.
नाइट ऑफ बोरियस, वारका नाइट ऑफ बोरियस। ये कैसे बोला इसने? मुझे क्यों नहीं सुनाई दिया?
This gentleman is the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, Varka,
नाइट ऑफ बोरियस।
Hey everyone. Guess I should introduce myself. Well, to start with, I know my way around a battlefield.
भाई वारका भी फनी
Your
है,
biggest strengths are
बढ़िया करेक्टर
honesty
है।
and hard workingness. Anyway, point is, I don't intend to let Lauma down. I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep every last one of you safe and sound.
ठीक है, ये भी हो गया। डेनस्लिप, कोलंबिना, और ये कौन थे इधर?
Something on your mind?
Miss Columbina, was
ये
it?
इंटरेक्शन तो बड़ा
I believe
इंटरेस्टिंग है।
that's how the others addressed you.
That's right. Names are funny,
Funny
things.
things.
Have you always been called Dainslev?
ट्वाइलाइट स्वॉर्ड।
Yes. I take it your own name has a more complicated history.
I have a different relationship with names than other people. To be honest, I'm not even sure that Columbina is my name. At least,
एर्दोनोवा
not in
आएगी
the
क्या
same
यहाँ
way
पे?
that Dainslev is yours.
भाई मैंने स्टोरी सुनी थी, वो कोलंबिना जब पैदा हुई थी ना, तो एर्दोनोवा ने उसे एक वो सुनाई थी, लोहरी, लोलाबाई। भाई वो बहुत खतरनाक स्टोरी थी यार।
But it's what everyone calls me, and I go along with it. A lot of my life has been that way. I get so used to things that I forget to question why they are so.
हजम नहीं हुई थी वो बात पहले स्टार्टिंग में मुझे, कि एर्दोनोवा
I
लोलाबाई गा
never
रही
used
है
to think much about where
कोलंबिना
names
के लिए।
come from, or what they mean to people. Maybe something's wrong with me.
You're different from other people. I sensed it the first time we met.
You're more perceptive than most. I'm sure your long life and rich range of experience explains that. Do you ever find yourself missing Conria, Mr. Dainslev?
Difficult to answer.
Yes.
I have dreamed of the past many, many times. Sometimes I'm fighting tooth and nail. Other times I'm lying on the ground, defeated.
भाई ये
I don't
बंदा भाई
recall
बहुत
any happy moments from that time.
रुला देने
It's been
वाला
too
है।
long.
Is that because hatred survives longer than love and affection?
That would not be for me to say. I make no excuses for the grudges I bear. But whatever the reason, I remember little that was beautiful or sentimental. Thank you for your help with the Rerir situation. Without your efforts, I never could have learned the hidden truth of his story.
हाँ, पर स्टोरी तो तुझे पता ही है।
You're welcome.
कोलंबिना ने कौन सी स्टोरी बताई?
Friend, he betrayed me.
आ,
And I never really understood what he was going through in life. Some friendship, that is.
वही ना, इसे कभी जवाब ही नहीं मिले। इसका भाई को पता था, इसका भाई भी मर गया, मतलब मरा तो नहीं, करप्टेड हो गया अभी इससे भाई डेंसलिप क्या ही बोले यार।
So, do you plan to fight him with us?
किसी ना किसी दिन से भी सच पता चलेगा क्या है। हम पता तो मुझे भी नहीं, पर इतना पता है कि इसके साथ इसके पास भी आधी अधूरी नॉलेज है थोड़ी।
You see, you're torn. Now you know what really happened. You see the things he's done in a new light.
I need some time.
Of course. I completely understand. Anyone else in your position would feel conflicted too. Actually, I went through something similar myself recently. Something happened that changed my perspective on a situation. A situation I took for granted at the time, but Now I feel very grateful for it.
You mean the Harbingers who still support you, even though you've left the Fatui?
Yes. I always thought they were only helping me because Harbingers are forced to work together. But then I abandoned them. A warrant was even put out for my arrest.
हाँ
And
क्यों?
even now, they still support me. Which means I was wrong about them all along.
Clearly, they view you as a friend.
अगर कोलंबिया ने ये बोल दिया ना तो फतुई में इतने बुरे लोग भी नहीं हैं और हम देख भी चुके हैं यार।
I feel a little
क्या
guilty
थी वो
now.
सबसे
I
पहले
regret not seeing
सिग्नोरा,
her help for what it was
वो तो बेचारी मर गई।
and not treasuring it.
फिर उसके बाद स्कैरामूच, उसे भी दुख दर्द ही मिला पूरी जिंदगी। अभी भी भाई है वो नॉट क्राइम में अपना बदला लेगा वो। मैं खुश हूँ उसके लिए भाई, वो सैड वैड नहीं है भाई। इतने में तो कोई बंदा सुसाइड कर ले और चाइल्ड भी है, ठीक इंसान है।
I see the guilt that you're feeling now because I feel it too.
आर्लेकिनो को भाई लोगों ने बहुत
talking
समझा था,
about
वो
it
तो
will
असली
do us
विलन है,
both
ट्रू
some
विलन।
good.
और वो भी अच्छी इंसान थी बहुत।
Have you noticed
इन
that
सब
the
में अगर कोई
traveler in
विलन है ना
Paimon are over there?
तो वो डॉक्टर है। मुझे लगता है वो इन्हें बिट्रे करेगा सबको भाई। वो बहुत संख्य आदमी है, क्योंकि अगर उसकी किसी ने लोड पड़ी हो ना, खैर पता ही होगी उसकी लोड तो आधे से आधे लोगों को।
Huh. Shall we say hello?
Have you noticed that the traveler in Paimon are over there?
आई थिंक दे
Seems
बिन
like they've
लिसनिंग।
been listening. Sure. Hello. Ah! They caught us!
सॉरी, वी वर जस्ट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट यू।
I apologize for making you worry. No doubt you wish to know where I stand on the plan to take down the Raker
प्लान
of
टिक
Solnari.
डाउन। रेडिट क्यों नहीं
I'm
बोला
afraid I
इसने?
need a little time, but I will seriously consider joining you.
आई थिंक रेडिट से उसे पता चल जाता है रेडिट को कि कोई मेरा नाम ले रहा है।
I'll be so grateful to
अभी
hear
तुझे
that.
आके मारता हूँ, रुक जा।
They needn't be. This was something that I was going to have to face up to eventually.
That doesn't matter to them. They're grateful to you regardless. You can't control their gratitude, so just accept it. And then, have a think about whether you're willing to join us.
मैं भी रेडिट नहीं बोलूँगा कि मुझे आके ना पकड़ ले रेडिट। देख लो भाई, रेडिट बोल के रेडिट ही बोल रहा, मतलब ये बोल रहा रेडिट ना बोल के रेडिट ही बोल रहा उसे।
Let's go rendezvous with the others.
रेहड ऑफ सोलनारी, द ब्लास्फेमी अगेंस्ट डेथ बोलूँ उसे। कौन खड़ा है ये? प्रिंस। अबे टाइम देखना भाई, टाइम क्या हो रहा है भाई? रात क्यों नहीं हो रही?
You're earlier than I expected.
Hey, Flint's! Been waiting here long?
Not too long. I came a little early so I'd have some time to think.
Are you nervous about the battle?
Quite the opposite. I'm reminiscing on my past battles. When I was awakened by the Radniki, I had not touched a weapon in many years. I felt like the battlefield was not where I belonged. But after waging war against the Wild Hunt for so long, I came to realize something. A life of absolute peace is simply not a possibility for me. My restless flame indicates that somewhere inside of me, there is a deep yearning to root out the evil in this world.
Oh, that doesn't sound like such a bad thing.
Well, in the past, when I was a Fae whose primary concern was hibernation, it was hardly ideal.
ये थोड़ा अनएक्सपेक्टेड था कि फे भी रही है और
And I am
द लाइट
delighted
कीपर
to
भी
be able
रही
to
है।
join forces with you in this endeavor.
Looks like I'm not the first to arrive.
Ah, Miss Lauma.
Did you sleep okay last night?
I struggled to settle down at
भाई
first.
पूरी रात चली गई, पहले बोल रहे थे रात को फाइट होगी।
But don't worry. I got enough sleep in the end.
थैंक्स फॉर
Please,
एवरीथिंग।
I'm just doing my part.
Never! Over here!
द गुड्स हैव बीन डिलीवर्ड एंड द बैकअप प्लान इज अंडरवे।
I know
या
I
तो वो
asked
कल
me
की
to
बात
relay
होगी।
message. She said Anefa will be on high alert and keep a close watch over all secondary districts where defense is required, providing support as necessary. Meanwhile, I know herself will provide range support to
और
us
कोई बचा है?
directly, using her latest invention.
पेंसिल से मिल गए कोलम्बिना, ड्यूडिन, एल्वेडो, प्लेन्स लोमा,
Excellent.
नेफेर।
My thanks to all involved.
यस फाइट होने वाली है अब।
A little unstable.
It won't hold him much longer. We should be
सबसे मिल
prepared
लिया
to
ना,
engage at a moment's notice.
बातचीत हो गई या फाइट हो गई?
No sense sitting around waiting. Let's make the first move while we
और
still
यही
have the
सब है,
option.
अभी यही है यहाँ पे।
I agree. Paimon, find a safe hiding place.
प्लान क्या है भाई इनका ऐसा?
Got it. Be careful, traveler.
I will.
I will. मुझे बोलने दो वो लाइन, I will.
Everyone, take your positions as soon as the battle starts. Every ounce of strength we have in our bones, let us bring to this fight.
Ready?
रेडी, लेट्स गो। ओ भाई मेरा इंटरनेट ना चल जाए
I've seen all your futile ploys
भाई।
before. You have become the authors of your own demise.
अब इसकी आवाज यार ये सुन के अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। बेचारा डैडी है ही नहीं, इसलिए तो मैं
You are merely a moment of sport before I tear down the moon.
ओ भाई ये वॉलपेपर बढ़िया है। और एक ऐसी फाइट दे दी, रुक जाओ। ये क्या टीम है? फ्लेम्स, इतना कम डैमेज है तेरा? ओ अच्छी बात है, इन्होंने वो दे रखे हैं, क्या बोलते हैं, ट्रायल करेक्टर। भाई देख के बोल रहा है ये भी ट्रायल करेक्टर्स। भाई मुझे खेलना नहीं आता इन करेक्टर से। एनर्जी रिचार्ज तो दे देते हैं। ओए नाइस। लोमा पागल है क्या? भाग। मेरा म्यूजिक भी सुनता है ना। अरे रुकते कैसे हैं भाई, मुझे रोकना भी नहीं आता। ये क्या हुआ?
A grave transgression leave this place.
भैया नॉट कराए के करेक्टर इतने कॉम्प्लेक्स क्यों है?
For the everlasting thread.
दबाते रहो बस बटन।
Be silent.
The deception ends here. No more lies.
अरे यार ये समझ ही नहीं आता चार्ज अटैक कैसे होता है।
Began with the moon, and so shall it end.
क्या करना है?
The moon will protect you.
फॉलो लोमा, आई एम हंटिंग टू फाइंड योर टारगेट। अच्छा जी, समझ गया समझ गया।
Stay your hand.
पकड़ लिया भाई, पकड़ लिया। यार मेरे पे डिबफ है पर मैं मर जाऊंगा ऐसे।
Be as you foretold.
वेडाफोनिया, व्हेन विल इट बी योर फोरटोल्ड? इधर इधर इधर। अबे क्या उल्टा सीधा।
Close your eyes. Are you quite finished?
अच्छी बात है मैं हील कर सकता हूँ अपने आप को।
The mystery unravels.
मार दो भाई, अभी जितना बस्ट लग रहे ना सब यूज कर लो। मर गई भाई, लोमा तो मर गई। अटैक कर नहीं रहा ये, पता नहीं क्यों। पहले आइनो यूज करेंगे। पूरी फाइट लेनी है क्या? टाइम लिमिट नहीं है क्या? पी लो ना। बच गई भाई, अभी मरती है। अरे भाई मार नहीं सकता मतलब। फ्लेम से बढ़िया है भाई सबसे। क्या ये फेस 2 है? ये क्या खुल रहा मेरे फोन में? यस यही है। मुझे लगा ही था। ओके अभी तो फाइट हो रही है, वो टाइम वाली है शायद। मुझे सरवाइव करना है बस। इसे ना भी मारे तो भी चलेगा। फुल एक्सपीरियंस लूंगा भाई। क्या कुछ करना है क्या? सब चार जैसा कि समझ नहीं आता कैसे करना है।
unraveled. It all falls into place.
Go!
No more lies. Sit within. It all falls into place.
Water jet! Wipe out!
ओके ये एंड है क्यों भाई साहब
The
बड़ा
only way
टल
to
बढ़िया
defeat
है
Rarer is to borrow his own power. That means Columbina will have to disappear while you two bear the brunt of his attacks. You have to hold on. Find a way to keep him focused on killing the two of you.
अच्छा मतलब मेरी सैक्रिफाइस होगी
Never! Your eyes are bleeding!
Soon you will be powerless to resist, and then I will reduce you to dust.
But that dust will plague your memories. Come on, keep holding on.
Any other tricks of
बेटे
your
मरेंगे क्या
sleeve,
सच में
see them. As entertaining as they are, you've backed yourself into a corner.
You don't fool me. I see your fear clear as day. I have to stoke his rage. Make him unleash everything. You fear what you could never defeat. You fear the thought of never being able to save your beloved. You cannot win the fight against fate, Rerir.
बहुत बढ़िया लाइन
Is
बोल
that
दी
what you think? Well, now it's your turn to feel afraid.
You fear the sound of your own name?
Is it us you hate? Or is it what you've become?
Let's see what becomes of you.
किसकी पावर है ये
What's happening? That power. I've seen it before.
ड्यूरिंग दिया भाई
His power is on another level. We'll need to use an alchemical array to convert his power into a usable form. Then quickly channel it into Columbina, rendering her powerful enough to compete with him.
I'll join you. I can help. If I release enough abyssal energy into a confined space, it'll create a potential difference, allowing us to extract a huge amount of elemental energy. Next, I'll synchronize with everyone's minds using Pyro, then give you temporary access to their abilities and fields of view. But it won't last long. Can you see?
Well enough.
So, we have a student of Gold Rhine-Daughter in our midst.
How about that?
भाई क्या सीन है ओ भाई ये क्या है?
You use my own power against me?
Just like how you stole Kuvaki. Look familiar?
इन्फिनिट बजट भाई, इन्फिनिट बजट. Wait.
Don't you realize you don't have the power to hold that gate open?
I don't, but someone else does.
Goodbye, Rerir.
अरे भाई, रेडिर का तो गेम खत्म कर दिया.
We won.
Nefer, how are your eyes?
They're fine. Apart from the blindness, of course.
It's not too late.
Let me handle it.
मैं थोड़ा बजट बढ़ा के अच्छी ब्लड एनिमेशन डाल दो. थर्टीन प्लस रेटेड है ना भाई, से 15 रेटेड ही कर दो, कुछ बढ़िया एनिमेशन डाल लो. और
Miss Nefer, it's not like you to lose your composure. That was the most reckless thing I've ever seen you do.
Reckless how? The situation was critical. Our lives were at stake. We had to do something.
Even so. Okay. I guess you're right. Under the circumstances, it was a wise decision. You traded your eyes for an incredible victory. In business terms, I suppose that's a huge return on investment.
I'd be hard-pressed to argue otherwise.
Still, I don't like this outcome, and I don't want you to lose your sight for good. People suffer when they make sacrifices they shouldn't have to make. Whether that means faith, strength, or in this case, your ability to even see. I had hoped you could win without sacrificing so much as a single hair on your head.
बढ़िया था भाई, बढ़िया था.
Thank you.
फाइट बड़ी जल्दी गई, मजा आया पर.
All done. Don't try and open your eyes just yet. We'll see how you're doing in a couple of days. Until then, please follow your recovery plan to the letter. I'll send full details through Yehoda. For now, just get yourself home, relax, and rest. My dear friends, we have fought bravely and achieved a spectacular victory. A dark cloud
भाई
has
वो
been
replay
lifted
save
from the
कर दो.
skies of Nodcry. All in this land will be grateful for what you have done.
The moon will remember this day. Thank you both.
The sight of Nefer navigating the road with her eyes closed and a new one for you. She proceeds cautiously, but as her silhouette disappears into the distance, you notice she seems almost struck.
There's something I want to let you know.
What is it?
When Durin connected everyone's minds so I could access their powers, I also felt everything they felt, and since Nefer's eyes were injured, my eyes are hurting now too.
ये तो वैसी आँखें नहीं
Hold
रखती
on.
खुली.
Let me try.
I only feel the pain. There's no actual damage. I just thought I should tell you.
You're right. There's no damage. That's a relief. But I must say, I'm surprised to hear the Kutar share something like this with me. In the past, you never used to open up about yourself.
Things are a little different now from how they were. I'm learning to share how I truly feel with my friends.
Friends? You have no idea how glad I am to hear that.
You can't help but break into smile at words, friends, as a warm and fuzzy feeling fills your chest. One by one, your fellow teammates report and to informs you that everything is under control at Loma's insistence. You lie down, you fought on the front line against Ready, and now you need rest. वीकली बॉस कौन होगा भाई यहाँ पे? क्या डैडी से दोबारा फाइट होगी या कोई और ही खतरनाक आएगा अब?
Yay! You're awake! How are you feeling? Any aches and pains? Did you sleep well?
I'm doing all right, Paimon. No need to worry about me.
Phew! Well, that's good. Paimon's been sitting on the edge of the bed worrying about you for ages. You slept a whole day and night. Poor Paimon had to eat all by her lonesome.
Glad to hear you didn't starve. How was the food?
Well, it wasn't the same without you there to share it. Honestly, Paimon just can't relax when you're not your usual self. She couldn't enjoy the food and settle down to sleep.
Well, I'm back to normal now.
Oh yeah, and Albedo swung by earlier. He said to tell you to head to the tavern when you woke up. Varker and the others are organizing a victory feast and they want to celebrate with you. He also dropped off some medical supplies, but you seem fit as a fiddle, so guess you won't be needing those. If you're feeling up to it, let's head over now. Wouldn't want to keep them waiting.
डेफिनेटली इतनी आसान तो नहीं होगी फाइट, कुछ ना कुछ होगा. पिछली बार कैपिटैनों के सैक्रिफाइस थी, इस बार भी कोई ना कोई जरूर मरेगा.
We're here! Oh, Traveler and Paimon! Perfect timing! We were literally just saying how there's no way we're holding this victory feast without you any longer, and we would have postponed it till tomorrow.
How are you feeling today?
Much better. Thanks. Don't worry about me.
Relieved to hear it. If that changes, just let me know. Happy to check you over at any time.
Yep, we're here for you. Anything you need, just let us know.
Oh wait, where's Nefer?
How are her eyes doing?
Nefer's right over there. I'm sure she'd love to catch up with you.
अच्छा पूरा सीन दोबारा.
We're here! Oh, Traveler and Paimon!
किस होशियार ने सोचा था?
How are you feeling today?
Much better.
Relieved to hear it.
Yep.
Oh wait, where's Nefer?
How are her eyes?
Nefer's right over. I'm sure she'd love to.
Hello, you. Recovered from the battle?
Most liquid has some touch that
Come
yours.
on, what do you mean? Of course I'm gonna ask. I care about my friend's well-being. Get yourself a drink. You've more than earned it. In fact, today, your drinks are on me. Lord Sangama Base. Wow, really?
But
Hey, keep your voice down, or everyone... You... Have you heard anything I've been saying recently? Doing business in Nodcry has been an abs... Okay, that's more like don't you forget. Lord Sangama Bay doesn't just go around by...
नफर से बात करेंगे भाई, उसने मदद करी है.
Traveler, Paimon, are you recovering well?
Much better thanks to a good rest. You're looking well too.
Turns out that moon chanter has some real talent after all. My eyes were mostly recovered after just a couple days rest. I can actually open them again now.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. Lauma says not to strain your eyes while they're still healing.
Yes, thank you. I'm well aware.
Yehoda, could I borrow you for a moment? I could do with an extra pair of hands.
Oh, sure. Did you hear that? I gotta go help Lauma for a second. You guys chat among yourselves. I'll grab us some drinks on the way back. Paimon, you still like 'em sweet?
You bet! Make it extra sweet, because Paimon's earned it!
Sure thing!
The Raker of Solnari. Kind of a snake, don't you think?
More of a wolf in my mind.
No, definitely a snake. A poisonous one who spewed his venomous hatred everywhere. Anyone who seeks revenge out of hatred for other people has become a snake. That's something my dad used to say.
I guess he didn't like seeing people go down the path of vengeance, were you?
Perhaps. I'm sure it sounds like a very wise and open-hearted perspective to your ears. But me? I think hatred is a perfectly justifiable emotion. What else is left when everything you depended on in life gets stripped
When I
away?
look at your life,
Something's gotta
I
fuel
see a
that
lot
drive
of
to keep on
things that
living.
depend on.
If you're worried about me, you can nip that in the bud. I'm not someone who gets stuck in the past. It's just... I suddenly feel like I was wrong to call my father a liar. He was just a fool. That's why the academia turned their back on him, and why the other tribes ganged up on him. Oh, father. How much better things could have been if you were a skilled liar. Look at the Ibis King. Thoth is a fiendishly cunning liar. And yet, strangely, he feels more like a father to me than my real dad ever was. He's never brought it up, but I'd bet he feels the same way. Why else would he give me the power to perceive the truth, while at the same time training me in the art of deception? Well, King Deshret banished him to Aru, which is essentially a prison, and posed 3 questions to him. He promised that he'd have his freedom if he could find the answers. His response was to take on a physical form and approach me, hoping that I could become his envoy and search for one of the answers on his behalf. Did he really think I'd fall for that?
Sounds
He's
like
stuck
he was
there.
nice enough to you.
He can't make me
You
return
definitely
what he
sound
gave to
like
me.
father and daughter.
So that's enough for you to decide he's knight. He's a prisoner, and he was scared. So he decided to perform some good deeds to win people's approval. He lives in fear because he's a deceiver. How is Rerir any different? You can't work as a spy your whole life and expect a happy ending. It's preposterous. Yet I can't say I don't understand it. Liars live in the darkness of their own making. But it's still human nature to want to go on living. They say that a liar's soul is the most worthless thing in the world. What do you think?
I agree with that. I have to disagree.
Oh, really? Well, it takes a very kind person to find compassion even for liars. If you ask me, the soul of a liar really is worth nothing. Because all they care about is themselves. For example, when something good falls into my lap, I don't go sharing the news around. Stops other people trying to steal it from me.
I have a feeling some people over there may have overheard that.
So be it. They have sharp ears. I can't keep anything from them.
Is that your way of saying you warmed up to them now?
For example, when something good falls into my lap, I don't go sharing the news around. Stops other people trying to steal it from me. Oh, is that what it looks like?
What it looks like is you're starting to see us as your friends.
Well, you all know my past now. And I can't simply eliminate everyone who knows too much. So I guess I just have to put up with you. For the foreseeable future, at least. When you find yourself in a situation you can't control, the safest play is to keep calm and start monitoring everyone involved like a hawk. In the intelligence world, you need to have a sense of perspective and play your hand accordingly. If you understand what's at stake, please ensure my secret is safe with you. I trust you'll respect my wishes as a friend. But don't forget, I will also be watching you like a hawk. Very good.
Oh, wait! Now that the panic's over and we've all calmed down, Paimon suddenly remembered something. After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
And
Huh? Am I imagining things?
कोई तो है भाई अपनी बातें जो सुन रहा।
So,
Pero,
that close
bhai.
colleague who stayed behind with you? What's he been up to recently?
Don't know, don't care. I get more normal human interaction from hanging out with Bosco too than him. Although, now you mention it, he hasn't bothered me in a while. I wonder if...
If he's disappeared without a trace, it's the biggest gift he ever gave to the world. But I somehow doubt that's what's going on. He won't lie low forever. So we'd better stay on guard.
डॉक्टर बोल दो ये कुछ की बात हो रही है। स्नेक पीक ना, क्यों ऐसे ना करो। किधर से आई थी वो आवाज? अरे भाई लीव क्यों कर दिया? अंदर जाओ, वापस अंदर जाओ। चल क्या रहा है ये?
Back in my day, we'd...
कोई तो स्पाई कर रहा अपने वो। नफर से एक और बार बात कर लेते हैं।
Ah, Lord Sangama Bay. How lovely to... I must thank you for the device you provided. It was an enormous help. Would I be right in thinking that it was developed by the academia?
Why come and ask me when you clearly know already?
I mostly came to thank you.
That's more like it. A little gratitude goes a long way with Lord Sangama Bay. Play your cards right, and you might even stand a chance of becoming my long-term supplier.
The chance to work with such a kind and charitable investor as yourself would be a great honor for the Curatorium.
Huh? Charitable? Who said anything about charity? First time hearing about it.
Let's see. The first plot of land you purchased in Nodcry, your desert interests.
Stop! What do you think you're doing? Exposing my investment is...
It's nothing to hide from. They're all perfectly legitimate investments. And some of the land you purchased was with the intent of building a sanctuary? Yes, I heard about that too.
How did you...
You're a curious case, Lord Sangama Bay. You don't like people finding out about your good deeds, do you? But I'm afraid no matter how hard you try to keep things under wraps, where there's a will, there's a way. You did it for Sumeru.
It was empty land that was gonna go to waste otherwise. I figured if I built some... Disasters are capricious things. They strike without any warning. I've lost family to a disaster before.
and I don't want to lose any friends or business partners. My elder sister used to dream of finding a sanctuary. Somewhere with plenty of food, water, and medicine. Where everyone could live happy lives. It was something I looked into. But after discussing things with the Dendro Archon, I decided on a more effective strategy. The tech people handled the tech, and Moneybags provided the Mora. It just made the most sense.
It's a pity that so few people know the truth about you. Everyone says that you view everything in terms of Mora, and all you care about is growing your...
So, what's the problem with that? Everyone wants to be rich. It's human nature. So yes, I love Mora, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
But surely you have dreams of your own, beyond just make...
You don't get it, do you? My dream is to invest in other people's dreams. And, you know, make a nice little slice for myself along the way. Just thinking about it makes me happy. That sweet, sweet sound of Mora.
Thank you.
For the device?
And the pendant.
Oh, that. I was just returning a favor. Don't worry about it.
Seems like we've both been away from home for a very long time.
Yeah. So long that I barely remember what my family even looked like.
That would be your mother, father, and sister?
Yeah. Though it's been years since my sister passed away. It's not like I want to forget them, obviously, but memory can be even more ruthless than the most calculating business person. Beyond a certain point, if something isn't helping you, it just gets rid of it. My sister can't help me now. Slowly but surely, her face is fading from my mind's eye.
Not everything will fade. When loved ones pass away, the beautiful memories are the ones that last the longest.
Yeah, that's true. If you ask me, that's the one silver lining in all of it.
Well, that, plus, I'm sure that life is much better now than it was back then.
Oh, absolutely. I have tons of Mora, a big beautiful house, business is booming, and I'm as happy as can be. You've got a lot going for you too. Boss of the Curatorium of Secrets? I'm sure there's plenty of Mora to be made in that.
I appreciate the vote of confidence.
ये इंसान कौन था पर जो अपनी बात सुन रहा है?
How have you been holding up? Any adverse reactions? If you start to take a turn for the worse, make sure you tell me right away.
You don't need to worry about me, Grandmaster. I'm fine. I mean, I barely did anything, so...
What? You're too humble, young man.
You played an indispensable role in the battle for Nodcry. We can't thank you enough for your support. Sometimes, when people praise you, it's because you deserve it. The best thing is to accept it calmly and with grace. It's important to learn how to respond to words of admiration.
Let's do a quick demonstration. Albedo, that was an incredible feat of alchemy. The pressure was on, but you worked flawlessly at lightning speed to get the job done.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit, though. Durin played a big part in forming the alchemical array.
See? Did you catch that? A masterclass in how to take a compliment.
Okay, yeah. I did work pretty hard to help prepare for the battle. No point denying that.
Hey, you guys!
Seriously, great work, everyone. You all outdid yourself.
Hey, look who's bounced back. Looking good, traveler.
Seems like you've recovered. You won't need to take any more medication.
Can I get you a drink?
Huh? You know how to order at a bar now? You've sure learned a lot recently.
Handling a drinks order is ridiculously simple compared to alchemy. Don't worry, I'll blend into society yet.
Paimon believes it. You're clearly a fast learner, just like your brother. To be totally honest, though, Paimon didn't quite follow all the details when you first explained the plan to us.
Don't worry, that's completely understandable. Unless you're a student of alchemy, it's hard to grasp the principle and how the process works.
To put it in the simplest terms, we saw how our enemy stole the power of Kuvaki. And that gave us the idea of stealing his power to turn it against him. When facing an enemy you have no hope of defeating, it's best not to engage them in battle. So, instead of looking for a way to overpower him, we decided to help Columbina get strong enough to at least stand up to him in a fight. For this to work, we had to analyze his modes of attack, confirm who his main target was, and make sure that he wouldn't go beyond the range of the alchemical array. For added security, we prepared a total of 4 arrays. But to mitigate the impact of the battle, we identified one location in particular as the ideal spot, which is where the confrontation took place. The alchemical array absorbed his abyssal power. Then Durin processed it to render it usable by Columbina. That power enabled her to do what would otherwise have been nigh on impossible.
What surprised me was that Dainsleif actually agreed to join us. Given his history with Rerir, he had every right to sit this one out. But we're extremely grateful for the decision he made.
Confronting a former friend in battle. That can have been easy.
It must have been a painful choice to make. But I'm sure that making a decision was far better for him than staying in limbo.
Absolutely. He was torn between 2 paths, but in the end, he made his choice and stuck to it resolutely. He doesn't strike me as the sort of person who'd stay trapped in limbo for long. Anyway, however you cut it, everyone gave a stellar performance. And now, it's time to kick back and celebrate.
एक और sneak peek. Okay.
That's the only reason you're here.
Yes, I've thought a lot about it. And I've realized that you, me, and Arlecchino should be friends. I think this is very important. So I felt I had to come and tell you.
Well, this is a new one. I'm so moved. I can't even hold my teacup. If that's all, you can leave now.
Do you not want to be friends with me? Or is it that you prefer being co-workers?
What is this, Columbina? Are you deliberately testing my patience threshold? Right now, my politeness module is active. But if you say another word, I swear I'll shut it down.
If your politeness module was active, wouldn't you say the word please at some point?
Polonia, please see Lady Columbina to the door.
Will you still invite me to your next tea party?
What?
Yes, I think you will. Bye-bye, dear Sandrone.
Catching up with friends. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Last time, the Wild Hunt escorted you out. Would you rather I handled it myself this time?
We just wanted to, see how you were doing now that it's all over.
Why? Out of concern for my safety? I hope you didn't seriously think that the Rayhir of Silnari would be able to lay so much as a finger upon me, given how prepared I was.
Mostly because you kind of helped us out, so we just wanted to check you were okay. Looks like all your robots are fixed, huh?
Afternoon tea, so we are interrupting after all.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Tea time is already a write-off. The visitor before you managed to kill my appetite. If you're in the mood for tea, go ahead and help yourself. Otherwise, it's going to waste. My coasters are still missing in action, though. Use this notebook instead.
Whoa! Pretty hefty notebook. Look at all those calculations.
You can ignore those. They're just dumb scribblings. I doodle and write in my free time. Sometimes I remember the distant dreamlike past. Sometimes I imagine the far-flung future. And other times, I grit my teeth and note down all the crazy nonsense going on in the present. Some people do the crosswords in the newspaper. This is my equivalent of that. Trying to predict the future is like daydreaming. And writing about the present just makes me furious. The past is my favorite. If nothing else, it's already set in stone, so I don't have to rack my brains trying to figure it all out. Huh. Although, having said that, the only
Lord Artificer, you mean Atlan Gulletin.
is probably that guy they call Lord Artificer.
Alan Gulletin.
Who else? Pretty much all the mecha and Fontaine are his personal handiwork.
Wait, are you saying you know him? Like, personally? As a friend?
I mean, I guess we were friendly enough.
He lived hundred of years ago.
Yep. In fact, I'm probably the only normal person left who knew him at all. We used to chat occasionally back when he was still around. Before he passed away, he asked me to destroy all his manuscripts. I honored his request, but I did read through everything first before destroying them. I mean, I couldn't let the genius of Lord Artificer Alain Guillotin disappear like that. Would have been such a waste.
So, that's where the formulas in your notebook are from?
I just told you. Those are my equivalent of crossword puzzles. They're just dumb formulas that I solve for fun when I'm bored. Alain's work was like epic poetry. The formulas in my notebook are just silly little riddles in comparison. Not that there's anything bad about them. I mean, at least, solving those riddles isn't going to hurt anyone. Except me, because I lose a few brain cells in the process. Anyway, while we're on the topic, I might as well tell you about what happened to him and his friends. Alain Guillotin had two close buddies, Renee and Jacob. They spent their childhood years together in the Narzissenkreuz Institute.
भाई ये स्टोरी
They
चालू
were
हो
all
गई.
quite competitive, so there was some rivalry between them. But it was a friendly rivalry. But beneath the friendship and the rivalry ran something deeper, a sense of nostalgia for the past. Unfortunately, childhood would end, the prophecy would come true, the apocalypse would arrive, and the future would never be. A mad dream that would normally only capture the minds of lunatics begin to take root in their hearts. A dream of saving the world. And if Renee and Alain had been people of lesser wits, that dream would probably have ended up as something for them to joke about in their older years. But alas, they were some of the sharpest minds around. They nurtured that dream with the full power of their intellect, and it grew into something that ate away at their souls. The first of them to fall under its spell was Renee. Against Alain's wishes, he persisted in experimenting on a mutual friend of theirs to try and save their life. Alain did not approve and parted ways with Renee. It's complicated. Alain wanted to believe that Renee only did what he did for the sake of their friendship. But when he told me about what happened, I could tell he still had some suspicions about Renee's motive. Perhaps the seed that would grow into a nightmare had already sprouted in Renee's mind. Even then, the next time they met, Renee's soul had been completely engulfed by the dream of salvation. His futile attempt to change the tide of fate only resulted in a wave that swallowed up the world, even before the apocalypse came back with a vengeance. As I understand, Renee wanted to live out his dream of salvation once more. But I'm told that the attempted resurgence finally died out for good. At long last, Renee awoke from his deluded dream. Though of course by then it was far too late. What do you think of Renee? Do you admire his transcendent genius? His view that any price was worth paying to achieve the lofty goal of saving the world? Or do you despise him? Dismiss him as an evil madman who wrought havoc on the lives of everyone around him as he pursued his delusional dream? Same difference, really.
I
Just a
admire
matter
him.
of perspective.
I don't know.
What a cop-out. But I suspect you'd have a more incisive and insightful answer if we dug into it further. I don't like fanatics who give up their whole lives for their ideology. Nor do I like fools who let their delusions take control. Maybe I could understand if Renee had just been an ordinary person. But he had a sage-like intellect. And still managed to get himself lost in the labyrinth of his own desires. Anyway, that's enough about Renee. Now, moving on to Alain Guillotin, the Lord Artificer. He managed to put a stop to the first storm whipped up by Renee. But after that, Alain lost his friends and family. To his credit, I suppose, the loss of his family and friends was purely a tragic accident. It's not like Alain sacrificed them for his cause or anything.
After that, the only thing supporting his work was the same dream that had dragged his closest friend down to the abyss. But although the desire to save Fontaine drove him to found the Fontaine Research Institute, Alain continued to reject any form of transcendental knowledge or power. He was suspicious and fearful of it, having seen the way it had affected his closest friend. I think that formulas and machines derived solely from human intellect were the only thing that gave him a sense of spiritual comfort. Yet Alain's intellect was simply too great. It barely left him space to breathe in his lifetime. Once he realized that the end of his life was approaching, he finally accepted the truth. The Nazissenkreuz Institute needed someone, and a human being, to see its story through to the end. He quit working on his formulas, trading them in for the fairy tales that had played such a formative role in his childhood, but which he barely touched in his adult life. He told me that the director of the Nazissenkreuz Institute used to read those fairy tales to the children as bedtime stories. Apparently, they worked wonders at sending kids off to sleep. I think that all he wanted at that time in his life was to be able to sleep deeply without being plagued by depression. By that point, nothing else really mattered. At the very end, he laid down to rest in the ruins of the former Nazissenkreuz Institute orphanage, while the Fontaine Research Institute he had founded continued tirelessly with its work. Many years after that, tensions over competing dreams would once again cause a rift, this time between members of the Fontaine Research Institute. But the actions of those fools had nothing at all to do with Alain. And that is the story of two people from the Nazissenkreuz Institute who both wanted to save the world. One went all in on his fantasy of salvation without ever looking back, and ended up calmly sinking to the bottom of the deepest sea. The other sought desperately to burn bright in his life, even though he wasn't sure where he was going. I do sometimes wonder, why is it that people like them have such grand hopes of saving the world? Even the grandest tree starts as a tiny seed. So perhaps, for each of them, their mission to save the world began with a very simple desire: to save themselves. They were young children with friends and family who mattered to them, desires to explore the meaning of life, ambitions to have a successful career. They didn't want to see all of that taken away in one fell swoop. Or maybe they just wanted to find something to anchor themselves within the chaos, to stop them getting quietly swept away by the storms of life. But instead, the search for their own salvation took them down the rocky road laid out by... Do you think the desire to save oneself is enough of a justification to try and save the world?
Desire to save oneself is enough to justification to try and save the world.
The way you said that sounded just like Alain. I asked him the same question back when he was in his prime, putting all of his energy into his work. He gave the exact same answer as you did. No elaboration, just a quick short answer before getting right back to his work. He was always that way. All right, tea time's over. I owe Arlecchino a favor for telling me these stories. I'll have to bring a whole sack of gifts the next time I visit the House of the Hearth. I'm gonna go tinker with Polonia now. You guys can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve interrupting me. Polonia, exit hibernation mode. Begin diagnostic.
फाइनली खत्म हो गया था कुछ स्निक पीक है कोई अगला कुछ नहीं यार क्वेस्ट पता नहीं किस चीज का है बढ़िया था भाई, बहुत बढ़िया था। मजा आया जब तक कि एंडिंग भी नहीं है अभी। टी पार्टी कहाँ हो रही थी? अच्छा बाहर फेंक दिया मैं।
Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
पिछले साल ऐसे बता दिया था कौन फाइट होने वाली है। इस बार तो कुछ आया ही नहीं। वो एक आवाज आई थी जो मैं स्पाई करता था। आई थिंक एलिस होगी वो, मुझे तो एलिस ही लग रही। या हेक्सेन सर्कल से कोई मेंबर होगा, निकॉल होगी। वो इस बार फिर रेहड ऑफ सोलनारी हो सकता है शायद। बचा तो है वो, क्या बताओ हमारे। फिर हो सकता है कोई नया ही बंदा आ जाए बिल्कुल एक। खैर वो देखेंगे कौन होगा। नोट करा भाई, इंटरेस्टिंग तो बहुत लग रहा। अब इंतज़ार करना पड़ेगा बस अगले अपडेट का। खैर लाइव स्ट्रीम का ही इंतज़ार करना, पता चल जाएगा क्या आने वाला है। फिलहाल अभी के लिए एंड करते हैं। क्वेस्ट बहुत बढ़िया था जो भी बात है। और मैं कुछ तो भूल रहा हूँ। ये तो मैं ऑफलाइन ही करता हूँ, स्पाइडर लविस वगैरह। कटसीन देखें वो दोबारा। कटसीन मुझे अच्छा लगा था। ऐसे एक बार कटसीन मुझे दोबारा देखना है। अरे ये कहाँ से ऑफ होता है? इसे जरा डिसेबल करो थोड़ी देर के लिए। ओके, बहुत सारे कटसीन है ना तो। ओके, इन्होंने कटसीन अभी ऐड नहीं करा है। गेम क्लोज कर दूं? कोई नहीं, मेरे लाइव स्ट्रीम में तो आई ये कटसीन, मैं दोबारा देखना चाहूँगा। दिख रहा ना?
Rear. So the rumors about your work are true.
What? No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave.
You don't need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made. But it's okay, because I found a solution. I know how to end all this. You can have it back. The normal life you so desire. But until then,
कुछ भी नहीं मिला
I'm
इन्हें.
afraid our wedding will have to wait.
We'll have to wait.
Don't do it! Cylinders! Cylinders!
I told you, Rerier. Let her go. You will find someone better.
No!
यहाँ से थोड़ी आवाज बढ़ा दूं. स्ट्रीम में भी सुनाई देगा आराम से.
I won't do it! I have to save her!
By what means exactly? A lowly pawn. You lack the power and the strength of will.
Do you know why? Tell me!
Come to the palace. Join us.
Veda Fournier. इसने बहुत बड़ी गलती करी यार.
Rarier, thank goodness we...
Step forth and take your share. Step forth.
Rarier, thank goodness we...
भाई बेचारा डेंसली.
Take your share.
You made it.
I think ये अर्दाइन डॉटर बोल रही है नॉट यू टू. भाई अर्दाइन डॉटर अर्दायर वो सर्तोलॉजी हेप्टेटर वेडा फोर्नियर इसका भाई पांचों के पांचों ने भाई डेंसलिफ को धोखा दिया. नॉट यू टू भाई.
Not you too.
Hatred or grief. Despair. Desire. We all have our
We all have our reasons. सही यार.
Rarier. Rarier.
इनके भी कुछ होंगे रीजन. खैर वेडा फोर्नियर तो मुझे लगता है कुछ है उसके साथ गड़बड़. बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स यार. इंतजार करेंगे 2 साल इंतजार करो भाई. 2 या 3 पता नहीं.
Were you daydreaming?
तभी पता चलेगा सब.
You still remember, Rarier? That question you asked me a couple of weeks ago?
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place to discuss it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice.
थोलंडस ने उसे धोखा दे दिया. समझ आ रहा है अभी ये कट सीन मुझे.
I will find you. And then... you can give me your answer.
आई थिंक ये इसने अपनी मेमोरी में देखा था. तो यानी कि थोलंडस को ही ढूंढ रहा था. अरे हट जाओ भाई, वो कट सीन दिखाओ दोबारा, अनलिमिटेड बजट वाला। ओके जी एंड है भाई, मुझे अपनी शक्ल ही देख रहा, मैं वीडियो में क्या दिख रहा फिर। यहाँ से कट सीन स्टार्ट हुआ था, स्टार्टिंग से दिखा रहा है। क्यों भाई साहब, बड़ा टल बढ़िया है। अच्छा मतलब मेरी सैक्रिफाइस होगी।
Soon you will be powerless to resist, and then I will reduce you to dust.
But that dust will plague your memories.
कहीं मरेंगे क्या सच में?
As entertaining as they are.
See your fear clear as day. Fear which you could never defeat. You the fight against never being able to save your beloved.
बहुत बढ़िया लाइन बोल दी।
What you think? Well, now it's your turn to feel afraid.
You fear the sound of your own name?
Is it us you hate? Or is it what you've become?
Let's see what becomes of you.
किसकी पावर है ये?
What's happening? That power. I've seen it before.
राइन डॉटर की पावर की बात कर रहा था ये। ड्यूरिंग दिया भाई।
His power is on another level. We'll need to use an alchemical array to convert his power into a usable form. Then quickly channel it into Columbina, rendering her powerful enough to compete with him.
I'll join you. I can help.
कोलंबिना आराम से पता नहीं क्या कर रही।
It'll create a potential difference, allowing us to extract a huge amount of elemental energy. Next, I'll synchronize with everyone's minds using pyro, then give you temporary access to their abilities and fields of view. But it won't last long. Can you see?
Well enough.
So, we have a student of Gold Rhine-Daughter in our midst.
How about that?
भाई ये सीन बढ़िया था भाई, क्या सीन है। ओ भाई ये क्या है? रुको भाई रुको, स्टार्टिंग से थोड़ा। भाई क्या सीन है। ओ भाई ये क्या है?
You use my own power against me?
Just like how you stole Kuvaki. Look familiar?
इन्फिनिट बजट भाई, इन्फिनिट बजट। पीछे वो नॉट कराए कि क्या बोलते थे, पता नहीं क्या बोलते थे। डेडिर का ऐसा रिएक्शन पता नहीं क्यों था, या तो डेडिर को लगता है, हो सकता है भाई डेडिर को लगता है कि डीन स्लिफ भी ज्वाइन हो गया था उस समय अबिस के साथ, दिमाग के साथ खेल रहे थे ना। अरे भाई डेडिर का तो गेम खत्म कर दिया। डीन स्लिप याद रखना, बहुत ज़्यादा गट्स चाहिए ऐसे काम करने के लिए। डीन स्लिप का तो भाई दोस्त ही था भाई डेडिर, सोचो डेडिर ही था वो जिसने डीन स्लिफ के भाई की मदद करी थी उसे छुड़ाने में, और अभी डीन स्लिफ उसे ही गुड बाय कह रहा है। इस भाई ये अच्छा लगता है मुझे डीन स्लिफ, मतलब बेवकूफ तो नहीं है, कम से कम इसे पता है ये रेडिट नहीं बचाया अब असली, उसे बचा के कुछ फायदा नहीं। आ, क्या ही बोलूँ मैं, बढ़िया थी भाई, मज़ा आया। अभी एक और एक्ट बचा है, अगले अपडेट में आएगा, उसमें वीकली बॉस भी होगा अपना नया, पता नहीं कौन होगा, बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेड। पिछली बार वैसे शेड्स थे, इस बार भी शायद में शेड्स मिले। स्टोरी खतरनाक होगी अगली। छोड़ो भाई इसे, एक तो बॉस फाइट के बीच में बताने के क्या लाइन बोल रहे थे वो सुनने पड़ेंगे बाद में। अभी एंड करते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया स्ट्रीम स्ट्रीम बहुत बढ़िया अपडेट था, बहुत बढ़िया स्टोरी थी। अगली स्टोरी से भी खतरनाक होने वाली है, ये एक्ट 4 था बस, सोचो एक्ट 5 से भी ऊपर का लेवल होता है। मतलब वही है, एक्ट 1 एक्ट 2 एक्ट 3 एक्ट 4 एक्ट 5, एक्ट 5 भाई टॉप रहता है एकदम, और एक्ट 5 तो इतना बढ़िया रहता है ना, एक्ट 1 से लेके 4 तक एक साथ ले आओ भाई, एक्ट 5 सबको हरा देगा। स्टोरी वाइज क्या बोल रहा, मैं कंपेयर भी क्यों कर रहा। बाकी नवंबर में शायद लाइव स्ट्रीम आएगी, अपडेट का ट्रेलर उसमें देखने को मिल जाएगा, अगले अपडेट में क्या खतरनाक चीज़ है। तो अभी एंड करते हैं।